Two, one, recording.
Hello and good afternoon. I am Richard and I am your social service worker. I'm here to listen to you and to see how I can be helpful for you today.
That sounds amazing.
So before we begin, I would like you to know that we take confidentiality quite serious here in the office. And so I'll need you to be able to sign a confidentiality agreement. And what I mean by this is that everything that we will be talking about here today will remain in this room and nothing will be leaving out of this room. Everything will be dealt with privately and with confidentiality in mind. However, in the case where you do mention that you may harm yourself or someone else, or that a child is being abused, then it is my duty to report to my supervisor and to ensure that no one will be harmed and everyone will be safe. As well, in the case where the agency records have been ordered by the court, then I must give them your file. Do you understand? And is this okay with you?
Yes, I understand, and that's totally fine.
All right, then. So let's get started. So, how were you hoping that I might be useful for you today?
Um, well, lately I've just been feeling a little bit overwhelmed and stressed about how messy my house has been.
It sounds like you're experiencing some frustrations with your household chores. How might this be a problem for you?
Well, I just find that because I'm busy with work and school, that when my house is messy, I just feel really like stressed out. And I just feel like it's kind of starting to affect my relationship with my husband and my roommate because I'm kind of nagging at them to clean, and they don't listen.
Okay, so you said that your husband and your roommate have not been contributing to helping you out with keeping up with the household chores, and it is affecting your relationship with them because you are feeling stressed because you are constantly having to ask them for your help.
Yeah, that's right. It just sucks because I always have to ask them for help, and that doesn't help with my stress. So I just feel like they're a little bit frustrated with me for wanting to keep up on the house.
So, what I'm getting from you is that you are stressed out because something as simple as helping you out with the household work is not equally being done. And it is now affecting the personal relationships with you and your husband and roommate.
Yeah, exactly. I just want to have like a stress-free environment where everyone's contributing.
So, what things might have you been doing so far to get them to help you out more?
Um, well, I guess I've like talked, well, I guess, well, nagged. I've kind of been nagging them about helping me out. Um, but even then, I just feel like I'm asking too much of them and that they might get frustrated with me.
Well, I can see that you've taken the initiative to address the household chores with both of them, and you've been very patient with them thus far.
Yeah, definitely. I've been trying to be conscious of how they feel. But at the same time, I want to have a clean home and I just want everyone to be happy, like myself included. So I want to felt heard and listened to about how I feel.
So, suppose our meeting was helpful today. What would your hopes be for our session?
Well, I think that just I'd like to figure out some steps on how I could make living with my roommate and husband a little bit easier with sharing the workload. I just want to have a clean environment where everyone contributes so that I don't feel so stressed.
It seems like you are encouraging change with everyone in your home, and you're now working on a plan to get these chores done. And you have addressed them in a very positive and inviting way.
Yeah, exactly.
Okay, well, I'm glad that I'm hearing you right. Do you mind if we continue?
Yeah, definitely.
So, I would like to try a little exercise with you if that's okay.
Sure.
Okay, so I'm going to start off with a little exercise, and it might be a little different, Okay, so if you would like, I'd like you to close your eyes. And if you don't feel comfortable with that, that's okay also. Now imagine that tonight you had went to sleep and a miracle had happened. This miracle is that all the problems that you're bringing here today have been solved. However, you didn't know that this miracle actually happened yet because you were sleeping. Now, what difference would you notice tomorrow that would tell you that this miracle actually happened?
I think I would just wake up and my house would be clean and I wouldn't feel so stressed.
Okay, so what else would you notice?
I think that I would just notice that my roommate and my husband would be contributing and helping out more with the house. And then that would mean that I'm not feeling as stressed either or like constantly nagging them to help. I think I just feel like more comfortable being in my home.
Well, I can see how this would help you feel less stressed and take away that feeling of having to nag anyone to help you out with the cleaning. How do you think, um, and who do you think really would notice this big change?
I think first off, I think just my roommate and my husband would notice because I wouldn't like feel as stressed around them and they wouldn't hear me nagging all the time. But I think too, just like going into work, my boss would notice that I'm not as stressed because like I wouldn't have to like clean up my house and then go to work feeling stressed about it, you know?
Okay, so I'm hearing you say that there are multiple people that would take notice to this miracle. We'll start with basically your husband and your roommate, and of course, your boss. It seems as though you are more happy and relaxed about that this miracle had happened. What might you be doing different when you feel this way?
Well, I think I'd just be happier in total and more relaxed. I think that I'd be able to work harder while I'm at work because I'm not as stressed. And then I'd have like more downtime to relax or get ahead on my homework because I'm not stressing about the house.
So far, those close to you, your husband, roommate, and even your boss would notice this big difference in your mood. The people would also notice that you're not as stressed, you're calm, and you're happy. This miracle would completely reset you in terms of your own happiness and confidence in your home and personal life. Is this correct?
Yeah, definitely. I think I'd just be more relaxed and happy in my relationships and have more time like overall for myself and my homework. Um, and I wouldn't feel stressed coming home like I usually do.
I recognize your perseverance and dedication to maintaining your relationships. You seem dedicated to finding a solution to your problem, and I applaud you for that. Can you tell me of a time when you wouldn't or don't experience this problem?
Well, I find that like when I'm not experiencing the problem, I'm definitely not stressed and I'm relaxed. And I don't feel stressed around my roommate and my husband. So like overall, I'm just able to be myself more and be more relaxed in who I am.
I'm glad you recognized when you were not feeling the stress of these problems.
Yeah, it's been nice to recognize that.
Well, this imagining of having a miracle happening seems to have brought some excitement for you. So I'd like to hear from you on a scale of 0 to 10, 0 being you have absolutely no confidence, and 10 means you have an overabundance of confidence. To find a solution, how confident are you right now that you would make it through the day with your husband and roommate mentally and emotionally?
Well, I think that like at the beginning, I was around like a 6. But then like as we continued and I realized that there are ways where I could achieve my goal and not be as stressed, I feel like I could be at a 7 or an 8.
So, can you talk to me about feeling like a 7 or 8?
I think that at a 7 or 8, I know that I can reach my goal and I know that it's possible to push forward. But at the same time, I still feel a little bit stressed and worried about like actually pursuing it.
So you have not given up hope. And through this incredibly stressful time, you remain basically optimistic. So, what do you think it would take for you to move up one more step on that scale?
Um, I think just like being able to even just talk to my husband about my feelings in regards to our space could just help me move up on the scale, even just a little bit, just as a start, I think.
What would be one small thing that you would do?
Um, I think it would just be nice, like before bed, to tidy up my living room with my husband so that the next morning when I wake up, I don't feel stressed about the space. And then, I don't feel stressed about how my husband won't be doing anything. And then we could work together at keeping the space clean.
This sounds great. How might this help you?
Honestly, I think just when I wake up and I see that my living space is clean, I won't feel that like weight on my shoulders and I won't be frustrated with my husband. I think it'll just help me start my day off better.
So, is this something that you can make happen?
Yeah, yeah, definitely. I think I can make this happen.
It seems like you have a plan of action in your mind. You have stated that you are currently a 6 on the scale of 0 to 10 and move up to a 7 or 8. You would be better at communicating and having your husband have more participation in the household chores.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
It really sounds like you have a good understanding of the steps you need to take to stay motivated. I think we have covered a lot today, and you are excited about your goals you have made for yourself. I am looking forward to hearing from you and your accomplishments next week. So, in our next meeting together, I hope that you will be able to think about the miracle that had happened in your mind, and we could revisit the difference it made for you, and we could talk more about that. Is that okay with you?
Yeah. That actually sounds wonderful. And I am excited to take the next steps. Um, yeah.
Well, that is nice to hear, Riley, and I do look forward to our next meeting.
Awesome. Thank you so much, Richard.
You're welcome.